All right, quick video. Lot of things going on. So I'm just back on amps. I don't even like using like whatever load boxes with IRs. I just love the way my amp sounds with a cabinet, with the mics going through it, going through the Neves and into my converter. I just like that sound. So that's it. So now what I had all these other accoutrements. I had an AxeFX 3 Mark II Turbo, which is really nice. I was using that for two things: writing songs and in the effects loop. And what I realized was I don't like the effects. I don't like it in the effects loop. So I got the H90 back, pulled it out, spent an afternoon. This is it. I'm stoked. So pulled the AxeFX out of the loop, and then I'm like, oh man. And then I was playing it. It sounds fine. It's cool. Then I went to the Kemper. I've got a Kemper too, and it's fine. It's cool. And I'm like, you know what? All I'm using these things for is writing songs. I have all these plugins. I have, Tonex and Amplitude and, 11 rack and whatever. And then I can look up, maybe find a better one, Neural or STL or whatever. But so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pull them. Keep in mind, I still have the Helix floor that I use for the gigging and for church. And I've been more focused on that for the last 6 months because I found it challenging to really... It took me a little while to get a feel for how to make it sound cool. But now it's been sounding very cool. And so I'm going to pull them, right? So I'm getting ready to pull this AxeFX 3 and sell it, this Kemper and sell it. Both of them have expression pedals. Everything's mint condition, boxes, you name it. And then I'm like, so I'm trying out I try the Neural DSP plugins. I download the trial of the Tone King, which was really nice. And then the Tom Morello Marshall, which was pretty cool. The Tone King was really nice. And then I'm like, well, wait, maybe I'll just maybe I can leave the cables for the AxeFX here, pull it, but then I can pop up my floor on the side of the rack here. That didn't work. It's too big. Then I'm like, wait a second. But at the same time, I just happened to be looking at something, and there's like an old Willet Chug. Ola doing one of his Willet Chugs and it was the Helix LT. It's like the light version. It's similar to what I have the big one with the pedals and, with everything. The floor model. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, damn, it sounds good, man. And I'm like, wait a second. What am I doing? I've already built out these beautiful presets that I'm gigging with. I've got Mark V. I've got a Plexi. I've got Mark V. I've got a Plexi. And I've got two of them with Voxes. One's like for the rock band. The other one is my whole church preset. I'm like, what am I doing? So I set it up down here. I run the cables. And I had already tracked stuff using every plugin I had, like 11 rack, guitar, Amplitude 5, Tonex, TSE. That's a nice one. It's like a 6550, and like another one or two. And then I got the free downloads of the two Neural DSP ones. I looked at the STL, but that's a subscription. I'm like, no, forget that. So I track it like a DI, and I run all the different tracks, same DI with all these plugins. most of the ones I had were pretty lame. The TSE is probably the nicest, but yeah, I don't know. The IK is, I don't know. There's something about it bugs me. But then I get the neural Tone King. I'm like, oh, this is great. But then I'm thinking, wait a second. So I fire all this stuff up. I start playing. I'm like, man, this is even better because now I have my Helix here. And the reason I like recording like this is I like just doing things on the fly. Not recording. This is why I like writing with these type of things, because also I may write all day. I don't want my amps on all day for me doing scratch tracks. So anyway, the Helix is now here. The other great thing is that it's always here and plugged in. When I've got to learn church songs, I've got my preset. When I've got to learn songs, I'm playing with my buddy Dave doing like 80s rock. I've got my presets that are all set. So I can just always have it here and always be ready to get it. And the fact that I pulled out down here, the expression pedal, I had one for the Kemper, and I had the Mission engineering for the Kemper, and I had the EV1, the fractal one with the AxeFX. They're down here, so I got all this empty space. Put the Helix and the story, plugged it in, problem solved. Remove the neural plugins. I'm not buying them. I don't need them. So here's like the Helix with the Strat. I think this is just like the Vox. Fine. It's not even dialed in, just on. And then here is the Les Paul with the Helix. I think this starts maybe Mark IV mode. Goes to Plexi. That's it. So I don't need to do it with plugins. Like, I'll just use the Helix for songwriting, and then I can also run a DI and reamp later if I want to use my amp. I can do whatever I want. But that's it. So I'm selling a virtually brand new AxeFX 3 MK2 Turbo with the expression pedal and a beautiful unpowered rack Kemper mint condition. And they're all loaded. My AxeFX is loaded with all the, best IRs, Bogren and Ownhammer and yada yada huhada, and all the Austin Buddy presets. And then my Kemper is loaded with probably $800 worth of profiles, everything Michael Britt and Top Jimmy and whatever, all these companies, a lot of high gain stuff. So I don't want to use them anymore. I don't know. And it's funny, I've just grown really to like the Helix better, to be totally honest with you. So, today has turned into such a cluster. They changed baseball practice, and I didn't get the memo. And now I gotta shift my day around here. So, off to baseball practice. But there it is. So, yeah, that's it. Full circle. Amps. And I'm not into using IRs, and I hear guys on YouTube and it sounds great. I hate it. I just don't like it for me. This I like. I love my cabs. I've got all my mics up and phased, and they're all going through, BAEs and APIs, pair distressors. That's what I like. So there's plenty of room for other guys that are into using aux boxes and, whatever, the SIR reactive loads and all that. Fine. I don't like it. And that's where I've come to. Big day. I'm going to sell all this crap. Yeah. Want to simplify, to be honest with you. So, off to baseball.